Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Tuesday, February the 13th. Welcome to our video commentary. A couple of topics today that we want to touch on. In President Trump's budget, there is a proposal to eliminate funding of NPR and PBS. As you probably know, the federal government gives money to PBS and to NPR. It's not their total dependence. They have other sources that they make money from. In fact, Big Bird and Sesame Street is actually quite a moneymaker on its own, so they survive on their own. But they do use some of the federal funding, I suppose, for some of the other programs. I like some of the programs at PBS, like American Experience and that baseball documentary that they ran, and like the Civil War. That was another very good documentary. And as far as NPR, once in a while, I'll listen to Morning Edition or All Things Considered. I guess it depends when I'm in the car. But overall, I think it's time. The time has come to stop funding PBS and NPR. There was a reason for creating those back in the 1960s when you only had 3 channels in every market, and you were very limited on radio programming, particularly in some of the outlying areas. But today with satellite, with cable, with so many options, it really makes no sense for the federal government to be funding any kind of programming. So I support President Trump's decision to stop the funding of NPR and PBS. I think it's about time. I know we've tried it before, but this time I hope it actually happens. Again, it's not that I'm against PBS programming or NPR. As I said, some of it is actually quite good. But I think it's time for it to stand on its own. And my guess is that much of it will stand on its own because it does have a sizable audience, particularly some of their more popular programs. On another topic, this is the week that begins the immigration debate in the U.S. Senate. And I think Majority Leader McConnell has done the right thing. He's basically opened it up and he said, hey, everybody can propose whatever you want. Everybody can vote or propose or vote on any amendment. So my guess is that you're going to see a lot of different proposals come up. But at the end of the day, it comes down to one basic fact. You need 60 votes to pass anything. And right now, what I see is, let's say 51 Republican votes and maybe 6 Democrat votes, some of the 6 who didn't support the shutdown the week before. I think that gives you 57. And I see that as a group that basically calls for DACA with conditions like border security, E-Verify, and so on. And I only see about 40 in the low 40s Democrats who want to have a DACA without conditions. So that's where I think we stand right now. Unless the Democrats give in a little bit and are willing to support some of the proposals that that Trump has made about border security and E-Verify and stuff like that, I don't see DACA moving forward. They just don't have the votes. Again, it takes 60 votes in the U.S. Senate to get anything out. And right now, they're not close to that. They're closer to a DACA with conditions. Yes, I think that has a better chance of passing. But DACA without any conditions, I think that it'll just die on the floor of the U.S. Senate. So I think that's how I see this going. We'll check at it a little bit later this week and maybe next week. But right now, DACA without conditions is simply not going to pass or not going to come out of the U.S. Senate. I don't think it's going to come out of the House either. So DACA without conditions is simply not going to happen at all. And that's just the way it is, I think. And honestly, I think it also reflects public opinion. If you look at some of the polling data, clearly the American people want to do something about some of these DACA dreamers. I think that's true. But they want to do it with some conditions, not about the dreamers themselves, but conditions about border security and all of that. And that's the only way it's going to happen. That's the only way it's going to happen. And it's really up to the Democrats to come through and support some of the president's conditions. Have a wonderful day, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas. We have all of these commentaries over at YouTube. We also have them on Twitter, and we have them on my blog. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.